Yes. So I was gathering a few things just in case maybe you guys are like, I don't know what to give people. Like, how do you do that? Well, the last couple of years, I've given my tennis teammates a lip balm, and one of my teammates is like, she likes the vanilla mint. I'm like, great. But guess what? This year, she can order her own without having a starter kit, right? What great news is that? But I have done that. I give them like a lip balm, and then I usually do a Thieves hand purifier, right? These are all things we use on the tennis court all the time. But this year, I was already going to do this. This was on my list to just throw on my order. And then it was actually 20% off. And that is the CBD muscle rub little tins, right? So instead of, somebody hurts themselves, and instead of calling medic, they call Danette over on the court and use whatever I'm pulling out of my bag. And thankfully my captain is a great Young Living user now too. So one of us is getting called, but guess what people are getting this year? They're getting CBD rub and a delicious lip balm. Now I had bought these, which are from the holiday catalog, and they're all fresh and new. Of course, I had to open one myself to test out the new flavors. All the nutmeg in them, great for the adrenal glands. So very happy about those. But cinnamon and lavender are 20% off today, right? So you can do a great job by giving little gifts and you tell them, you just need just a little bit of this, right? I know this looks super small, but it is super potent and you won't need much. So these are things you can pop in your purse, and every time they use them, they're going to think of you. So this is how you are not pushy salesy, right? Pushy salesy, like you're the one asking me, you're the one telling me you're hurting on something, right? So you're just solving a problem for them. So I want you to think of yourself as a problem solver, because that is what we do, right? What can I help you with? And that is where that listening ear is so helpful. So today I got a message back from a PB, a text this morning. And this lady was like, can you call me? But actually went to Jim. And so he sends it to me and he's like, this lady sounds like she's really sad. And I'm like, okay, I don't know who that is. So I call her back and she's like, I have a special needs son who's 53 and in a home, and he's very sick, and my daughter lives in Australia, and I need some oils, and I just need someone to place that order for me. I said, I'm your girl. And she ordered 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 oils today that were all 30% off, right? So there's 170 PV right there for her upline in my organization that I was so happy to help her with, right? And she was so happy to have the help. So when you are reaching out to people, just know that there are people out there that need help. There are also people that are going to say, stop, that's fine. I'm only here to serve the ones that want to be served. You know what I'm saying? So can't serve them all. Okay, here's another thing. So any kind of beautiful hand soap is a win, right? So I'm running through Trader Joe's and I see their, what they call it, white pine or something like that. It's a lotion and a soap set. Well, we got that, but without all the garbage in it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I love to give. I bought a cajillion. That's why it's the old label. I mean, a cajillion, like a year ago. So this is what I do for I needed a hostess gift a couple days ago. So I have a gift cabinet, which is a huge 3-tiered armoire, which is my gift cabinet for regular gifts. And then I have a Young Living one that's my personal, and then business stuff separate, because I don't like to be without, and I don't go to the mall and all the things. And I want people to get good things. Like, you're never going to get a nasty old candle from me, right? Or anything like that. So I always want things that are going to point people to good things. Oh my gosh, I love that. That soap that you gave me. We used it forever because it was, so delicious. That's right. So pop it in a little bag right here with a little piece of tissue paper and hostess gift, right? You can draw on there, you can do whatever you want, but easy peasy, boom. And you're out the door. Like, you have it really quickly. So anything that is easy like that. And what else is what else is new? What is on sale? The Mighty Pro, right? These are the kids' little sticks. Delicious, like candy, but supports terrain theory, as we just heard from Liz, right? So you could put a couple of these and a lip balm in a little packet for a kid too, right? And they think these are like pixie sticks, and they're really helping support their immune system through supporting their gut. Win, 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 win. So I was also going to put in the chat here a couple, when people are like, well, how do I follow through on somebody who has purchased something, or what can I do? And I wanted the oil supply store, which is run by Erin Rogers, who is amazing. These are Thieves tear-off sheets, which I love. I begged her to make them, and she did. So that was nice. And then this other one, she literally just today got in, and what she did was she posted, and then she tagged me and said, Danette Goodyear, this is the kind of thing you're always talking me into making, so I think you'll approve. So yes, I approve, and it's amazing, and it's $3 for a ton of information on this. It's called Simple Uses. So that little link right there goes to 28 pages loaded with information, goes through 30 top oils, highlighted in depth, like actual helpful advice, like she pooled people to get that. It highlights other favorite Young Living oils and products like rollers and Kid Sense things. Plus it has a DIY focus with dozens of recipes and suggestions on how they can customize using what they already have, right, on hand. So super easy. She said she made it in a 6x9, so you could put it in the 6x9 envelope with a 2-ounce stamp, and boom, that part is done. So I love that she, I'm always looking for, hey, can you make it like this and this? And super appreciate her doing that. And they're a deal on those. And I love those tear-off sheets. That Thieves one I just sent out actually last month to many, and it was their tear-off sheets. So they're a total deal, 25 come in a pack, I believe. And they are full of information. The things that Liz was talking about on decreasing your toxic load, that didn't just say, you know, here are all the Thieves products. It says that, but then it also really goes in depth on that. So I think sending that, I had people that have been on my team, I'm talking for decades, and texted me and said, thank you so much for sending me that information. It was so good, right? I'm expecting this, you know, for new people to go, wow, I didn't know this was something. It was all, almost everyone that I heard back from that was a 10+ year veteran of Young Living that really appreciated that. So just want you to know, sometimes we think, I mean, I do, I think, man, I'm out there teaching all the time. I'm talking about this stuff like for you know, almost 2 decades. What, are you sick of hearing about it? And I forget that not everybody's listening at the same time, right? People are busy. We understand that. You never know what is going to be the one thing, maybe a diagnosis for themselves or someone in their family, something like that, that's going to bring them back in. And all of a sudden they have a need that brings them back in to be looking for new answers. And most of us on this call probably came to Young Living with part of that as being our reason. And definitely part of the reason that we stayed was the efficacy, the purity of our products, and then the great community that we have.
Who else is a mom of 4 who does still not understand time zones? I am so sorry, but here I am. Also, hello, welcome to Black Friday on a Monday. Today has been insane, putting out little amazing fires all day. So hi, you guys, I'm so excited. I cannot promise that little humans are not going to come in here because I handed them their iPads and said, good luck. I also decided tonight would be a good night to put my 8-year-old daughter and my 1-year-old daughter in the same room for the first night. And so they're in there. Anyways, hi, I'm just really excited to be here. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right in. I know you guys have been on the call. So first off, my name is Lacey Dilworth. If you don't know me, just prepare yourself. I'm a lot and I am proud of it. I am definitely not your typical young living person, which I think is a good thing because I hope most of us aren't the typical person because we're all special and unique in our own people. I will say I love this business so much, maybe too much, a little obsessive at times, but I want to just first share a little bit about my story, my journey, and how we went from nothing to where we are now. Yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely come be my friend. Disclaimer, I cuss a lot. I love Jesus, but I have a mouth on me. He is working on my soul, but I just really like the F word. So just be prepared. Maybe don't listen to your stories on loud. If you have kids, I do captions. You're not going to miss anything. I'll let you know. But anyways, so pray for my soul. So I actually was a teacher for 10 years. I taught elementary PE, bless my soul. And I did that. I met my husband in college. He was also a PE teacher. It was just craziness. And so really in 2017, about 2017, we really as a family just kind of like started looking for just something more. If any of you are teachers, bless you, especially right now, just in the state of the world. Like I got out just in time. So praying for you guys daily. You guys are saints. But anyways, so you know that the paycheck for a teacher is just ridiculous. Just insane, the audacity that we have to pay our teachers. And so just mad respect to you guys still. Anyway, so that was a big motivator. My husband was a teacher. I was a teacher. We had 3 kids at the time, 3 in daycare. You do the math, like negative balance every month. And so I've kind of felt like I've always been somewhat of an entrepreneur. Sorry, I was putting in my handle. I have 2 accounts. And anyways, so I, used to do a t-shirt business. I had one of those Cricut things and I would sell cups, and I dabbled in Advocare, just a little things, a little all over the place. And, just nothing felt right. Like I'm an Enneagram 8. If you haven't noticed already, I thought I was a 3, but I'm definitely an 8. And so I love to just be an entrepreneur. My color, if y'all do the color test, I'm hardcore red. Personality, I'm a red, blue, 8, 7. I'm kind of all over the place. Anyways, and then my husband kind of felt the same, like almost not complacent about what we were doing. It's just like, okay, now we're teachers. So now like, what do we do? Like teach for the next 50, 60 years? Like, I mean, this is fun, but like, it just felt like something was missing. And so he actually began to like pursue a different career path. And he was like, I always joke that like, my husband is definitely a faithful person, but every time we passed a firefighter, like when a man sometimes sees like a pretty woman and they're like, trying not to check them out. That's what my husband would do with firefighters. Like he would see a fire truck go by and I'd be like, hey, and he was just like kind of lingering, like house is on fire, car wreck. And he's like, and so, in 2018 or actually 2017, he was like, I think I want to like be a firefighter. And I was like, do it. And he was like, well, that's like extensive career change. Like I have to go to the academy, like start over, da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, I support you, do it. And so he, applied to the Austin Fire Department. We live in Austin, Texas, by the way. And he got in. And so he started firefighting in March of he started the academy in March of 2018, right in the middle of his school year teaching. And I just saw how supportive his principal was and his teachers. They were like, go for it. Like he didn't get any crap for it. They were just so supportive. And so then we decided to build the house that we are in now. And back then, the houses actually took longer than 2 seconds to sell. And so we put our house on the market thinking, it was going to take 4, 5, 6 months to sell. And it sold in 3 days on Easter weekend. So then we were homeless, quote unquote. So we had this brilliant idea. Wait for it. Ready? To live with his parents. So here we are. I'm a teacher. He's in the fire academy working 15-hour days, and we have 3 small humans, which at the time were about 10 months. I can't even do math, 2 and 4. And so life was crazy. And then I was following a bunch of oily people and, you know, kind of paying attention, kind of half not. And then this other girl who I wasn't actually super close with sent me a message. And this is a really important part of the story, because this is what is going to be a call to action for you. And it's dream calling. If you don't know what dream calling is, it's probably the thing you're avoiding, but it's basically reaching out to someone that you have a relationship with. Write that one down, underline that one, bold that one. Okay. Let your friends that have gone to other organizations, AKA, not going to say the name, people you have relationships with. Basically, you reach out to them and just kind of tell them like, hey, I want to do this business with you. So an Instagram friend reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to talk to you. And you guys, think about my life. Like, I was in no way ready. I was in no way positioned to start something. Like, yes, we needed the money, but my husband was just way over here. I was pretty much single momming it with 3 kids. It was just the worst timing. I'm very much an aesthetic person. I like things to look a certain way. It's just how my brain works. And I was living in a very bright colored game room. And if you know me, you know that killed me. I was literally sleeping on a mattress on the floor. Okay. So like nowhere near was at the right time. Anyways, moral of the story, you guys, this girl who I didn't actually have that great of a connection with did a really good job. I hope she's not on this call, by the way, because this turns a corner. Anyways, she dream calls me and she did a phenomenal job, you guys. Like, it wasn't cringy. She told me enough information without being too much. She had me intrigued. But then my heart just went to this other person, which is Emily Recker. If you guys know her, she's amazing, a Royal Crown Diamond. She was a platinum at the time. My heart went to her like, oh my gosh, I think she does it though. Okay, so listen to this. Emily's not the one that dream called me. Me and Emily were friends. We had a connection, but Emily had never talked to me about oils, but this other girl did. So this is not typical, okay? This is not your typical story. This other girl did such a great job that I was like, you sold me, but I need to do it with Emily. So I went to Emily and I was like, hey, can you like talk to me about this like oil thing? Like, is this legit? Is this your job? Like, I really admire you. And so she like immediately was like, sent me a voice message, which at the time I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that Emily Recker sent me a voice message. And yeah, just the way she presented it was just so nonchalant, but like respectful and cool. You know, like she wasn't desperate for me, but also was equally excited. Like that is like just this little sweet spot that I wanted to be in. Like, oh my gosh, that's just so cool. She was like, yeah, here it is. You need to get your starter kit. You need to get on ER, just all this stuff. And so then I had to pridefully go back to this other girl and say, hey, you did a great job. You talked me into this, but I'm going to go do this over here. And you know what she did, you guys? She unfollowed me. So don't be that person. Thought we were friends, huh? So if you're on here, no, I'm just kidding. So anyways, I started this business in July of 2018, which again is not the right time. I was a teacher. I went back to school 3 weeks later. So I just wanted to add that tidbit before I get into the influence part, because I hate even saying a nobody, because I'm not somebody now. Like we're all just a person, right? But I wasn't well known. I didn't have a following. Even if you went to my Instagram right now, you probably already was like, oh my gosh, she has a following. Okay. That's from Reels, my friends. And some other things, but, I did not have a following. I think maybe when I bought my kit, I had 2,000 followers, maybe. And to be honest with you guys, a lot of that was from like giveaways. Okay. I used to do all those giveaways. They were so silly. And so I didn't have any kind of like engaged audience, because here's the thing, people may have followings, but that doesn't mean they have an engaged audience. That is two completely different things. Influence doesn't equal numbers. And I want you to hear me say that. I'm probably gonna say that a million times. Influence doesn't equal numbers. I know you think of influence, you think of influencers, and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, back in the days, like they have a swipe up, or they have this, or double digits, triple digits, whatever that means to you. That does not equal success in this business. I hope you really understand that. And I'm going to give you many examples. So please know that my story does not start from like, oh my gosh, well, of course you made it. You were an influencer, not by any definition. I also have 2 accounts. My Rainwell Co account, you guys, I started that fresh, brand new the day I bought my starter kit. And that's now organically 30K. Okay. Like I didn't do anything for those 30K people to come except just share, just naturally be me and educate and show up. And those people just decided to stick around. So, I want to give you some little tips about like being a person of influence, not an influencer. Okay. Very, very, very 2 different things. So anyways, again, I started at the wrong time but I was so desperate. One of my uplines always says like people start this business either through inspiration, like you're inspired to help people with wellness. You're inspired to get oils in people's home, or desperation. Okay. You're desperate. Maybe you have an illness and you personally like need these oils. These oils are changing your life. Or maybe it's a financial situation, like your family, your situation, like you're desperate for something. That is kind of where more I felt was, yes, I was definitely inspired, to do the oil part, but more so desperation for my family to get out of the situation we were in. And again, we weren't in some like terrible, terrible situation. Like I never missed a meal, anything like that. So please let me check my privilege on that. But like we weren't going anywhere. Like we were just spinning in circles. Our money was just going to daycare and food and basically just like surviving. There was no way we were going to grow. There's no way that we were going to be able to save. The thought at the time we had 3 kids and I personally wanted a 4th, but I pretended I didn't because financially I was like, we can't. There's literally no way that we can have a 4th child. Anyways, I just hit the ground running and I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm definitely an all or nothing person. Once you have my attention. Who's having, oh, that's my watch. I was like, who's having trouble hearing me? that was my watch. I'm not talking to you. Let me just take that off. Anyways, so yeah, so I definitely just like came from a place of desperation. Like I need to do better for my family. I'm an all or nothing person. And so I just gave it my all. And so what does that look like? That looked like this, sitting at my table, actually my mother-in-law's table or the floor. And when those littles went to bed, I was at my computer. I was texting, I was DMing. I was all about connections. You guys, on my wellness account, I would message, and please hear me say this too. This is not a cold message, not a cold message situation, but I would message my new followers on my oil account and just acknowledge that they followed me. Okay. It doesn't have to be some weird, creepy, like, hey, I have a business opportunity. No, none of that. I would literally say, hey, I just saw you follow me. Thank you so much. I'm Lacey. What brings you to my page? And you guys, do y'all know how many builders right now I have in my organization from that simple message? Silvers, gold. I even have a platinum from doing that. Okay. So again, I'm going to say this again. That is not cold messaging. These are people that followed my oil account. And I also would say if you have one account and you're kind of do both, if you are less oils and more personal, I personally wouldn't do it. Like on my personal account, which is just my name, I don't message new followers, but on Rainwell Co, sometimes, again, it's kind of gotten too much now, but back in the day, yes, every single person. And it took a lot of time, you guys. You're thinking like, oh my gosh, that took you forever. Yeah, it did. Because guess what? There's no shortcut to this. There's not. I'm not about to give you an easy button. I'm not about to give you a shortcut. I'm not about to say, here's my 5 tips to get to diamond. No, it's hard work. It's running around in circles. This race, this business, some people say it's a marathon. I feel like it's a track race because we're just doing the same things over and over and over again. Sometimes we pivot, sometimes there's a hurdle, but we're basically just doing the same things over and over and over again until someone says, ding, 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 you made it. You're at RCT. And even then, it's still not over. And so, yes, it's 1000% about connection. And I truly believe that is how I became a person of influence. People started trusting me because I started connecting with them. Even if I could probably do a show of hands, maybe some of you do follow me. If you've ever messaged me, you've gotten a reply back, like 100%. I have 2 accounts. One has almost 50,000 followers and another has 30. You guys, I have 0 unread messages right now. I have 0 requests. I have 0 unread messages. It kind of kills me, when I'm watching people and they're like, my DMs are so crazy, email me. I'm like, no, just check your messages. Again, if you let it accumulate, it can be a lot. But that's just my thing, is there's people in my DMs in my inbox for a reason. I don't care if you're on so-and-so's team. You guys, I gave so many people graphics today. I've been educating all day, all week. Team Young Living, Team Not Young Living. You guys, I talk to doTERRA people all the time because maybe one day, like, they will get tired of something and want to come over. I am not recruiting them by any means, but I'm making that connection. No person is off limit. And I'm just being a human. I'm being a person. I think that's what we miss from this business. We look at, like, oh my gosh, I want to be this influencer and I want to have all these followers. And Well, that comes with a lot of work, and it's just simple connection. Okay. So I don't know where you are in your business. If you're on social media, if you're doing in person, I was 1000% doing this business in person up until probably about the rank of platinum, to be honest. Again, I was a teacher. I had a little setup. I did, like, every 3rd Thursday, I had an oil class. Everybody knew it was after school. You could come into the gym because, again, I was a PE teacher. I had my oils, I had my starter kit. That's it. My starter kit and diffuser. And literally it was an open place. And so it's all about just doing that. Again, it wasn't some elaborate thing I did. It wasn't some crazy idea I had. I was like, I just presented the opportunity and I did not stop the opportunity. I never not talk about the business. Even at the rank of diamond, I'm still onboarding new people. This month, actually last month, was my highest enrollment month of my career. And this month is second. Okay. So if you think the new website's not working or things, you miss the old days, I'm like, forget the old days. My OGV will catch up. Okay. My old OGV is going to catch up. It's going to get back because there was a lot of drop off. You guys, I'm right there with you. I lost maybe 40% of my organization, 40% of my OGV, 40% of my customers, 40% of my brand partners. Okay. People don't like change. Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. There was a couple of months when we were in that transition time that I was like, whew, things are getting scary. Never once did I think, like, I'm going to dip out. Like, this is too much for me. I'm definitely it's that Enneagram 8, but I'm loyal. Once you have me, like, Mary Young would basically have to tell me herself to, there's probably kids listening. She would have to tell me some very bad things for me to move on with my life. Like, literally, she would have to just cut off my paycheck, rip it up in front of my face. And I don't know. So I hear me say that too, because I know it's really hard when we, like, start, investing in other leaders. Your girl, Enneagram 8, is not going anywhere. I'll be honest, I'm too lazy to go start something else. Like, I need to just finish what I started. I'm too tired. I have 4 kids. My husband is now still a firefighter because he wants to be. And yeah, I'm just too tired. But I'm not too tired to finish this. Okay. Cause this is my passion. This is what I'm excited about. I love it. It still feels like a first date to me. It's still fresh. I mean, I woke up today, like, giddy that it was, like, Black Friday, Monday. I don't know what to call today, but I was, like, giddy. I was like, like, shaking. Like, my husband's like, okay, I'm going to go. Like, you are being too much. And so, yeah, again, I don't have any big secrets for you about this influence part, except just be a human, like, be a person. I don't follow a whole lot of quote unquote influencers because it doesn't feel genuine to me. Like, there's very, very few people that I follow with a high volume number that I feel like a true connection. But you guys, there's some couple people that I follow that I feel like when they're talking on their stories, I feel like they're talking just to me. I feel like I'm their only story viewer. I feel like they're speaking to my soul, and that is the person I want to be. And so, I try to be as relatable as possible. I try to be as real as possible. I felt like for a couple of years back, I was trying to be this person both on Instagram and in my real life that like I was trying to be, less like, my mom would always say like, you're too loud, calm down. So that's, that was ingrained in my head, like you're too much. I actually just made a reel the other day, like if I'm too much, then go find less. And that's kind of like my life motto with everything in this business is just be who you are. Like be who you are. Don't worry about what this person's doing. Don't worry about what that person is doing. Like you have unique gifts in who you are. And once you really find out who you are and you start being that is when you will see a shift in your business. That when you'll see a shift in your own personality and your life and your feelings. You guys, I've been through some dark times. I like to say that I just like to make jokes to cover up my real feelings, which is really the true testament of an Enneagram 8. But I've also recognized that those hard things made me who I am and got me to be where I am. And so, I'm not shy to talk about my miscarriage that I had. I'm not shy to talk about, problems that I have with my husband or how my kids are annoying the hell out of me or whatever. And so that's how I show up. And you guys, people connect with that. So I want you to kind of like think about how you're sharing, both in your real life, social media, in person. Like if you feel like you're having to, I don't want to say this, but like put on a mask, like put not a real mask, you know what I'm saying? But like figuratively, like you feel like you're like, okay, I'm walking to the situation. Let me get that mom voice. Let me get that teacher voice. Let me get, the phone voice. Like my mom, she's in real estate and I always joke with still to this day, her real estate voice. She goes off the phone. She's like, how can I help you? Like if you're doing that on your social media, like you've got to stop. You've got to stop. If your voice changes from doing stories to talking to your friend, like you are not showing up as your real authentic self. And I mean, we can all be guilty of it because sometimes we're trying to be professional, but just talk like a normal person, like be who you are. And again, I'm circling back, but I found when I just said, you know what, like honestly, like screw it. Like I'm not going to be this person. I'm not going to look like that. I'm not going to talk like that. That is when I became just me. I became this different person. And, I've been advised, not by my upline, but been advised just like different people met in Young Living, like keep your resources to yourself. You don't have the energy to go pour into other teams. Like this Zoom call doesn't affect my business. Like I don't need to be on this call. But you guys, do you know what I felt when Jill messaged me? Like, where are you at? Like just this yucky pit in my stomach because I committed to something and I'm not a flaky person at all. And so with that, when you say you're going to do something, do it. Even if you're 30 minutes late, show up anyways and just do it. And another example of that is, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Camp Gladiator, but it's like a outdoor workout boot camp. I'm like obsessed. And I go every single morning, 8:45 to 9:45 if you're really interested. Monday through Friday with occasional miss. Okay. But if I go 3 times a week, I'm really happy. If I go 4 times a week, I'm really stoked. And so I'm definitely a yes person, which can be good and bad in this business. I mean, I feel like I got to diamond just by saying yes to everything. Like, want to host a class with me? Yes. Want to send out 100 million samples? Yes. Want to do this class about hormones? What are hormones? Yes. Like literally just saying yes to everything in a season that you can is so beneficial. But anyways, about a month ago, my trainer was like, hey, are you going to be around Thanksgiving break? And I joked like, I'm always around. Yeah. And she's like, you want to teach 2 classes for me? And I was like, sure. And then 2 days ago, I realized, oh my gosh, I said yes to teaching a class 15 minutes before our Black Friday sales go live. So last night I told my husband, I was like, I want to tell her I can't. I want to tell her I can't. Nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I have to commit. I have to follow through. And so what did I do? I stayed up till ungodly hour, making sure I was ready for this morning. Got my project broadcast ready, had my leaders ready. I told them like, hey, if you message me from this time to this time, you're not going to reach me. You guys got this. I just did the prep work. So, with that, you have to be of doing the things you're avoiding. Okay. And so one of those too is, again, if that's dream calls, if that's sending samples, if that's showing up when you don't want to, like, I am with you. I see like so many of you that are moms and parents, and just, you have jobs. Like, that was me. I actually did not, like, you guys, I was platinum and still teaching. Like, you're like, what? Yeah. So I actually want to finish. And if you guys want to ask me questions with that, I want to end with this story, because although it's sad and a little triggering, it's really the push that got me to be where we are. And so I do want to give you a trigger warning that I am going to talk about miscarriage. So, if that, bothers you, you're feel free to get off, but I didn't want to just give you that heads up. But, in 2019, we were gold. And here's the thing, you guys, I was still teaching, and I said, okay, as soon as I hit gold, I'm going to quit. Gold was more than double of my teacher income. So I was like, when I hit gold, I'm going to quit. So I hit gold actually in, January of 2019, right? Yeah. January of 2019. And then I was like, well, it's the middle of the school year. Like, I can't quit. I can't leave them. So I finished the year, and then, you guys, the lack of faith, my OGV dipped just a little bit. Okay. I never lost gold, but it just dipped just enough to freak me out, that I decided, what's one more year of teaching? Now let's move it to platinum. I kept moving the goalpost, right? And I wasn't truly trusting Young Living. I wasn't truly trusting me or my team or the possibilities. To be honest, I never thought I was going to be a diamond. Like, I actually didn't even think about it. Like, when I said yes to this business, first off, you guys, I didn't even know there was other things besides oils. When I bought my kit, I literally thought I was about to just sell essential oils. And then I was like, oh, y'all got like other stuff. Okay. This makes it a little bit easier. And so my eye was like for silver. I never had the intention of quitting my job. Even when I started, I was like, if I could just get to silver, match my income, supplement my income, that would be great. So I also want to normalize that's okay. If you're on here and you're like, I love what I'm doing, I don't ever want to quit, that is completely fine. Like, not everyone in the world is going to be a Young Living person. Like, can you imagine if like the whole world, I mean, that would be cool. Everyone would be a whole lot more chill, but like, I mean, the world wouldn't function. So we need people doing other jobs. So anyways, I hit gold in January, decided not to quit teaching. By the way, this whole time, you guys, I've been commuting an hour one way with 3 kids. Okay. So in that moment, I worked all the way to gold commuting. I would listen to every video in the world. I would get on this group, I would get on other groups, and just watch, just soak it up. Like, anyone that inspired me, listen to their words. And then I also would go watch them. I would go see what they were doing, not to copy them, but just to see like what is working for them. And so highly encourage you to go find people in this business that are doing the dang thing that you connect with, that are inspiring you, and not copy their every move, but obviously like what they're doing is working for them. And I wanted to learn from them. And so 1 hour there, 8 hours teaching, 1 hour back, like, get home and it's dark, and then put my 3 kids to bed, and then sitting at my computer. I did that. So, I found a new job, which I loved my school so much, but I found a new job, closer to where I live. And I just thought that was the game changer, right? I was like, okay, this school is only like 15 minutes away from my house. This will solve all my problems. I'll be happy. You guys, I walked into, if Satan ran a school, it would be where I used to work. And that's putting it lightly. You guys, I taught elementary. I'm going to tell you the whole story. Here we go. So I started teaching at this brand new school in August of 2019. And it was just, it was just nothing like I thought I was a good teacher. And I was like, I don't even know what to do with these kids. These are special. These are some special humans. Every day I was elementary. Let me remind you, every day I was getting shoes taken off and thrown at my head. I was getting cussed at. I was getting charged. I had a kid literally hit me in the face with a tennis shoe that was well aware of their intentions and very much of age to understand. I'm not talking about a kindergartner. And sent to the principal's office to have him come and apologize to me 10 minutes later to be back in my classroom to disrupt. This was an everyday thing. And so I became just like spiraling, like, oh my gosh, this is like a completely unhealthy environment. Like I got to get out of here. Like I made a mistake. I should have quit. Like, what am I thinking? Like my OGV was growing again. And I was like, I made a mistake. And so then I found out in September that I was pregnant with our fourth, which I was really excited about. Cause like I said earlier, I'd always dreamed of a fourth, but thought financially we couldn't. And then thanks to Young Living, we were definitely in a spot where we could. And so I was pregnant and I was teaching. And again, I don't want to blame my miscarriage on anybody or what happened, but I was straight up pretty much, I was straight up assaulted by a student. And there was nothing done about it. I, tried to make us kind of a stink about it. And anyways, that's when I realized like I am expendable. And I don't know if you feel that way with where you are in your life, but I am completely expendable. Like if I quit today, they would have my job posting up by tonight. They don't care. This is not a safe environment. And I've got to get out of here. And so I just pray to God, like, what do I do? Like, are you teaching me something? Why am I in this situation? Especially when financially I don't need to be. And so then about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, I went to the doctor and found out that I had lost the baby. And I'm smiling because that's what I do when I'm feeling uncomfortable. But I don't need to tell you those feelings of how I felt. Like, oh my gosh, like, did I do this to myself? Because I put myself in this situation and the stress of it and being charged by a student. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll never know. But I knew that like at that moment, like this was not where I needed to be. And it was very clear. Again, not to get too like graphic, but I was having such a bad traumatic miscarriage that my husband, there's a child coming. My husband found me passed out and he rushed me to the hospital for blood loss. And while I was in the hospital, my principal, who knew exactly what was going on, texted me and asked me what day I was returning. And that's when middle fingers both up, like, I'm so done. Are you kidding me? Like, I had the words typed out never, and my husband made me delete it. Like, are you kidding me? And that's when I was like, and I'm done and I'm out. And you guys, can I tell you something magical? This is the goosebumps part of my story. A week after losing that sweet baby and me praying for a sign of like, what do I do? We hit platinum. Thank you, Black Friday 2019. We hit platinum. I was like, okay, I'm going to take that as a 1000% sign. Like we out of here. It's November. It's about to be December. Your girl is out. Forget the end of the year. And I actually have a video of me like waiting outside of my boss's office to tell her that I was quitting. And like, literally, you guys, I'm not like that. I'm not like a big, tough person, but I'm usually not scared of people. My bark is definitely louder than my bite, but I'm not very easily intimidated. But this lady intimidated the heck out of me. And I was literally like this. There's a kid right there. Go back upstairs, boys. I had this great speech planned out. Like I was going to articulate, hold on, buddy. I was going to articulate myself so well. I got in there and I was like, I need to talk to you. And she was like, okay, talk. And I was like, what's for lunch today? Like, I just like, didn't even know what to say. And I just kind of stared at her and I was like, I quit. And she was like, excuse me? Again, days after my fresh miscarriage, I said, I quit. Like, I don't feel supported here. I don't feel respected here. Whatever. And you guys, I put in my 2 weeks and I left, and I did not return in January. And my husband has been supportive of me day one, skeptical, but supportive, like never gave me a hard time. Maybe wasn't super excited about it, but like never made me feel bad. And he kind of scared me because in that moment where I was like, I'm quitting, he was like, well, what if Young Living, da, 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 that's our thought, right? What if I'm like, stop it. No. What do y'all need? Okay, go potty, go upstairs.
No, I need to go poo.
Okay, go poop. I'll be right there. Give me a few minutes.
I can't go
Mom life, right?
upstairs.
Yes, you can. Hey, buddy, I'm on a call, okay?
You can't go upstairs.
Okay, you can. Go. I'll be there in a minute. Mom life, right? My son has to poop. This isn't the worst time. You guys, one time I was pitching the business and the oldest one, he was like 3. He walked in and I was like, what's on your hands? And he was like, poop. And he was covered in poop. I'm talking, I had like 75 people on this business call. And I was like, I'm gonna be right back. And I just got off the Zoom call. So I love this business for all these reasons. Okay. Anyways, back to crazy lady. And so my husband was like, what if Young Living this? Like, what if, and so I was like, no, it'll be fine. You guys, another just really cool chills down your spine moment. The paycheck difference. So take what I was making from Young Living and subtract it by my teacher income. That's what we're about to lose, right? My paycheck, the month I quit teaching, the next month went up by the same exact amount by the dollar. By like, I'm getting chills right now, just like saying it again. By the dollar. And I was like, okay, Jesus, I see you. I'm done. And so with that, again, I know this has nothing to do with influence, but I really just felt called to share this with you guys because you may be in this moment where I was in that season of the grass looks greener over here, or this is working for this person because of this. Like, we are all capable of making this work. Every single person. Do not count yourself out. Do not give yourself an excuse or a reason or like this is working because she has this or he has this or whatever. Like, those are all just BS excuses. Like, you've got to literally write down your goals and then crush them. Like, crush them, like punch them out. And so here's what happened to my Young Living business when I finally gave it my 100%, fully let go, fully trusted. I quit teaching in January of 2020. Okay. And we hit diamond in April of 2020. Like, what? Like, literally 3 months later, 3 months into just giving it my 100%, we hit diamond. And so, yeah, that's a little bit of our story. And you guys, I spend every day in honestly, just freedom. Like, I feel it. I feel it. And I feel like we don't hear enough people talk about being on the other side of it. This business is so much like you're pushing, my upline says all the time, you're pushing this car up the hill, right? Like, you're literally the only person, you're pushing this car up the hill. You feel like you're about to get smushed and ran over. And then suddenly you get to the top of the hill and you get to get in the car and let it go. And that is what is going to happen. That's what it feels like even right now with like Black Friday, you're seeing those sales. That is what it feels like once you get to the other side. I promise you. I get to wake up and choose how I live my life. I get to choose my days. And again, that might not be your goal. Whatever your goal is, you should feel free and happy in that. Like, how cool is it if you want to continue working because you want to? That's the life my husband's living. Like, he's a firefighter, and every other shift when he has to leave, I'm like, you ready to quit yet? Like, because financially he does not need to be there, but he loves it. That's his passion. And I think that 1000% makes him a better firefighter because he's doing it because he wants to. He's there to serve. And ultimately, that's what we're here for. We're here to serve. That serving, that servant heart becomes influence. If you feel like you are like too late to the game, you're not. Okay. Show up tomorrow, be there for your people, be there for your followers, be there for whatever else. And I promise you, 90% of these people you look up to have lost a rank before. I've lost a rank before. I've lost platinum before and regained it. I've lost diamond before and regained it. Like, that doesn't matter. Like, the rank doesn't matter, because guess what? Some of my platinum paychecks have been higher than my diamond paychecks. Like, it just doesn't matter. And so I'm going to end with that. Thank you guys so much for having me come on. I know I was late. I apologize once again.